What sits at the bottom of the ocean and twitches? A nervous wreck. That gets me every time. Anyway, I'm Eric Hicks, and today I'm hosting the Daily Jolt. Today, we'll be singing Waves of Mercy. Then, we'll watch as Maureen tries to find her axe. Then, we'll go looking for Nature Boy. And we'll finish off with Heather as she gives a spiritual lesson about growing in Jesus.
I see your face, your love has captured me. Oh my God, this love, how can it be? Na 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 na. Oh yeah, Copper. Oh yeah.
Welcome back, folks. Today we have a special treat for you. Today just so happens to be the TRC Viking Fury competition. Let's meet some of our competitors. Now, Viola Vanderschmidt, I'm so sorry, I'm so terrible at names. Tell us, what is your game going on today?
Well, you see, she stole my favorite axe. And this is how we decided to get it back.
No, I did not steal your axe. It was mine.
No,
it was my
not.
axe.
It's mine.
No, I believe it was mine.
It was mine. It was
Let's go. Let's go.
Alrighty, folks, I think we're just gonna get into it. Let's start the competition. Alrighty, folks, here goes the competition, and they're off! Oh my goodness, it looks like they're having a turf war out there. This Viking Fury is going to be very interesting. Viola looks like she's about to hit Blenda. Oh my goodness. Everyone's getting a little splashy out here. Will they be able to make it to Indian Village? That is their ultimate goal. I want to see you fall! Somebody fall! Go, go, go! Looks like Blenda's in the lead. She's about to hit Indian Village. Will she make it before Viola catches up? Oh no, it kind of looks like Viola's taking a different turn. She's about to head into a little watery lagoon. Come on, folks, we want to see some action out there! Oh, yes, that is what we are talking about. my goodness, it looks like the two are chasing up the hill. Well, folks, I guess we'll never know who actually won this Viking Fury competition.
Thank you, Claire. Now, let's go look for Nature Boy. Hey there, boys and girls, Nature Boy here, and I'm actually down here at Cabin 14 in the Boys Village. Looks kind of strange, doesn't it? But doesn't matter. I'm here to show you a cool natural feature that's actually behind the cabin that I want to go and take a closer look at. So if you follow me right here real quick, I'll show you what it's all about. And all the way from up here, you want to take a look down there, and yes, it's none other than a sinkhole. All right, boys and girls, give me a second to get down there, and I'll tell you all about it. Welcome back, boys and girls. We made our way down here to the sinkholes, and look at it. Just look at the sinkholes here. We got one behind us, one here to my right, and we got one here to my left. Come over here and take a look at this one. This one is super deep, and you can tell that there's actually a cavern underneath here. It's not just a cave going down. And actually, if we take a look over here, I'm actually going to get down and just show you guys how cool they actually are. So sinkholes are actually formed when underground water starts collecting underneath the Earth's surface and it starts eroding away the underground rock layers. And this erosion over time eventually causes the top sediment layers of dirt or rock, or as you can see here, sticks and dead trees, right? Those will eventually collapse in on themselves, creating what we know as a sinkhole, right? But actually, there's another kind of sinkhole that can form too when water is just pooling at the top, and slowly over time it actually erodes down, creating a sinkhole until it hits, well, bedrock, and then it just flows away downhill. And these sinkholes are actually one of the first ones, right? This is from groundwater collecting underneath, and eventually it caved in on itself. And you see, sinkholes here are pretty cool, right? They're out in the woods, they're not damaging anything, they're far away from the cabins, but actually sinkholes can be super dangerous, causing them to appear up in roads, buildings, creating a lot of damage to personal property. And you know, sinkholes are a pretty valuable lesson that we can learn, right? If we allow sin into our lives, you know, it seems sort of small, right? First it starts as just a trickle in one area or another, right? And eventually it just starts collecting in this one area, and it starts eroding away our foundation until eventually it gives way, and whatever we have built up on top just washes away with it, creating a sinkhole. And Jesus actually talks about something like this in his parable. It's in Matthew 7, and let me grab my trusty Bible here real quick, and I'll actually read some of it to you. So I'm sure some of you are familiar with this parable. It's actually the parable about how we should build our houses on a solid foundation. And it says, "Therefore, anyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock." And so we see that if we build our house on the rock, what it does is it prevents the sin from being able to penetrate underneath or through the top. It's solid. And this is made up of our faith in Jesus. And with that, we don't have this erosion process that could possibly wash away our house on top. And so my prayer to you today is that you would build your house on God's solid foundation, and then your life won't turn into a sinkhole like these. That's all I have for you today, boys and girls. As always, I'm Nature Boy, and until next time, don't forget to go out and explore God's nature.
There is a treasure that money can't buy. And there is a fountain that never runs dry. And there is a feeling, and there's no question that I found the real thing. And I would rather die than live one day without you. Why? 'Cause your love is better than life. Might as well praise you all of my days. Because your love is better than life. Might as well praise you all of my days. All of my days. And there is a place where I am accepted. And there is a shelter where I am protected. 'Cause you are my savior, my true companion. And I will pursue you with reckless abandon. And I would rather die than live one day without you. Why? 'Cause your love is better than life. Might as well praise you all of my days. Because your love is better than life. Might as well praise you all of my days. All of my days. All I need is a miracle. All I need is a miracle. All I need is a little louder now. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. Even louder still. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. Shout it out. All I need is a miracle. All I need is you. All of my days. All of my days. All of my days. All of my days. 'Cause your love is better than life. Might as well praise you all of my days. Because your love is better than life. Might as well praise you all of my days. All of my days.
You know what I really like about that song? It reminds me that even though Jesus' love is priceless, it's free for all of us to have. Now, for a spiritual thought from Heather.
Hey guys, I am right here in front of a really cool cave. I don't know if you can see it, but this cave, and I'm not a nature expert, but this is the opening to what I presume is a cave system. And if you're here with me right now, you would be able to feel all the cool air that's coming out of the cave. So, super cool. But what I want to talk to you guys about today is an experience I had last summer when I went to Cannonball Cave. So Cannonball Cave, for those of you who have been there before, you'll know what I'm talking about. But Cannonball Cave is a little cave system that's about 5 minutes away from camp, and sometimes we take campers there throughout the summer to just go on a little caving expedition. And so last summer I helped my friend Zalman lead out on one of the caving expeditions. And for those of you who know Zalman, you know how cool their family is. In general, just they know a lot about nature, they know a lot about caves, just pretty much anything that is in nature, they can tell you about it. And so when we were down in the cave, we all came down this little ladder, and once we were in the cave, he started taking us on the tour of the cave, showing us all the cool things like some albino crayfish, some little fish that we had found in the pools of water, the stalactites, the stalagmites, some super cool stuff. And at one point we came across this little plant, and most plants, as you know, are green or some other color, but this plant was pure white. And so what Zalman was telling us was that at some point there was a flood or some water, and water had washed some seeds down into the cave, and this little plant had just enough dirt to start growing. And like I said, not a nature expert, but I do know that plants need sunlight and water to grow, and the plant had a couple of the things that needed to grow. It had dirt and water, but it didn't have sunlight. But still the plant was able to grow a little bit, but it wasn't ever going to survive in that environment if it didn't have sunlight. But and that made me think about us. What do we need to survive? We need kind of the same things that plants do. We need water, we need sunlight, we need food.
some of those basic things. And as Christians, we also believe that we need God in our lives in order to live fully. And I was thinking about that plant, and it lacked the sun. And in our Christian life, we equivalate. We have Jesus is also known as the Son of God, and without Jesus, we're kind of like that plant. That plant, without the sun, it's just gonna wither and die. And without Jesus, it's kind of like that. Our growth, our life is. I'm not sure how to put it without sounding kind of hopeless, but our life is pretty much worthless if we don't have Christ in it. All we're gonna do is grow and then eventually die, and that's it. That's it. And whenever I was looking at this little plant, I felt really sad for that plant. I was like, man, I want to do something to help that plant. I want to do something to help it see the sun. It's growing, it's striving, it's trying its best, but it's never going to get anywhere without the sun. And I was also thinking, this desire that I have to help this plant is also the same desire that we should have as Christians to help other people who don't know Christ. And sometimes it's embarrassing to say, but sometimes I don't have that same desire to help people that I did to help a plant. It's funny, it sounds funny, but whenever we see people who don't know Christ, it doesn't really strike us that they're as helpless as that little plant is without the sun. And I just challenge you guys in your daily lives, if you see somebody who is in need of the sun, who's in need of nutrients in their life, and you as Christians, you know the solution to that, I just invite you to, in some way, in some form, introduce them to the sun. Let them know that there is something that they're growing for, that there is a solution, there is an answer, and that's Jesus Christ. And so yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that little story. And if you ever get the chance, if you come back to camp next summer and the summers after that, and if you take a cave trip, I highly recommend you go, because if you have any experience like mine, it'll be life-changing.
Wow, thank you for that thought, Heather. I'm going to try and put Jesus into my life every single day. Thank you guys so much for having me on the Daily Jolt. I had fun, and I hope to see you guys next summer.